what can you tell me about iOS programming itself? Because it hasn't been the same 10 years ago or maybe 8 years
Yeah.
ago as it is now. You were, I don't believe you started using the same frameworks, the same languages as you use now, right?
No, for example, when I started in the 2013, 14, the language that it was used, it was Objective C. Objective C was the first language that iOS development used to build the iOS applications. Objective C, it's close to developing in C++. It's a
Okay.
low-level programming. Basically, you have the header file and the implementation file. For those developers who has or at least are familiar with C++ developing, they know that we have the .h file and the
Mhm.
.m file that is implementation. Um, uh, but we have in the 2014 Swift appeared, and in Swift came with new improvements that you didn't have in Objective C. Um, and it was a transition that is happening right now.
Mhm.
It's not ending yet, but for example, in Objective C, you had to be care of the memory. You had to be careful with releasing memory, uh, the alloc memory, um, and in the code was really tough to read. Or
Okay.
but Swift came with this improvement. You have a code more readable. You don't be to wear for the releasing memory, or at least
Mhm.
in the scope that you are developing. And there are a lot of changes. Even when you was the well, with in parentheses, we still have applications that that are using Objective C. It's not N. We
Mhm.
have complex applications that is still using Objective C. But right now, it's really weird that a new application it's building in
In
Objective C.
Objective-C.
Yeah, we used Swift with all these improvements of in the code, in the compiler, and some structures that Swift improved from Objective C, and it's easier to learn Swift than Objective C, honestly, and so that helps a lot in the iOS development right now.
All right. So the applications that are still exist on Objective-C is because were large applications and they were kind
Yeah,
of legacy or something, but they still
yeah,
need to do some kind of support. So
yeah.
now it's
Because I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, no. I'm just it's not that the new applications are built or some applications decide to build on Objective-C. It's just because there is nothing that you cannot do with Swift that you can
Well,
achieve on.
it depends. It depends because, for example, an advantage that Objective C has is that Objective C has this a better interoperability with C++ and Objective C. Uh, I mean, Objective C has a better interoperability with C++ libraries. If you want to handle, or if you want to use the applications, for example, for something that use microprocessors, or something in low level. Uh, you can do it in Swift, but you would use libraries or other ways to communicate to a little low level. That's an advantage of Objective C, for example. Um, but we still have applications for that. So it depends the applications that you would that you are going to create.
Nice. So in general terms, it basically most cases you will use Swift. I mean, you can almost do most of the things with Swift and all the components surrounding it. And
Yeah, I mean, for the current market right
mm,
now, we see in for example, applications like Instagram, Uber,
mm,
TikTok, I don't know, all these applications. I'm pretty sure that are built in Swift.
nice,
I
nice.
I think that they still have few models there in Objective C. That shouldn't be surprised if we see that some applications of this use Objective-C, but I would say that could be the 10% of the entire applications.